The title card lies to you if you're watching the video show. This is the Angry Chicken Patron Call-In episode, or the Patron Hangout as we like to call them, for February 2016. We're doing this on Leap Day, guys, which you told me beforehand was a big deal, and I should be more excited.
At least a little bit excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
like as excited for like presidential elections, the Olympics,
World Cup?
World Cup.
You're
yes.
rambling off all things I don't give a flying hoot about.
A flying hoot. Okay.
Flying
You mean
hoot.
a flying cluck?
Flying cluck. I don't give a flying cluck.
Yeah, missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
Jocelyn there to pick up the pieces though, thankfully.
Ta-da!
Nice.
More flying clucks, please, Garrett, from you.
Okay, all right. I've got many clucks to give, but none of them are for election day or
The things that
or
happen every 4
the
years.
Olympics.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. 4 year breaks in between things. Who's got time to keep up on their calendar every 4
It
years?
is a weird thing, right? Like imagine they're like, okay, here's the deal. We're gonna have a Hearthstone World Championship every 4 years. Like the whole reason they do it is to make it a bigger deal, like the World Cup. Like now it's an even bigger deal. It's like, well, you can do this every year. It'd still be a big deal. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
on.
Come on, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing, football people?
yeah, football people.
Yeah, the hard U in your football.
I always found that weird. As a kid, I was like, why? Why every 4 years? And then my mom was like, to make it more of a big deal. I was like, well, that's stupid. It should just be a big deal or not. Every 4 years. All right. Ran over.
Nice. Well, this is our call-in show, so patrons, feel free to start calling in at any time if you're watching live. It's via Skype, and info can be found over at patreon.com/TAC. Big fat thanks to our patrons who make this episode possible every month. I guess we're doing this once a month to make it more special, so maybe
Yeah, it's
you're-
once every 4 weeks.
Every
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Every
exactly.
4 weeks. There you go. There you go. Well, let's take our first caller, and please welcome Rob. Hey, Rob.
What's up, dudes?
Dude, your hair is spectacular in your Skype photo.
Hang on a second.
We hang on for no man.
Is that working? Is my video going?
It's coming
Okay.
up. It's not required. It's not required for
Yeah.
this.
It's
Oh,
not required.
the illusion is shattered, sir. Your hair is down.
I had that taken for some engagement photos.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. Well, you've
about
got a
year
nice
ago. It's great.
What's
Going on, dudes?
now.
I've finally been able to make it. I'm kind of cutting into my work shift to get in here. So
Oh, I'm glad you're
We
able to.
appreciate that.
I'm glad you're able to call,
yeah,
man.
I have a really flexible boss since he's my dad. So
Ah, nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
so oh man, I didn't actually even plan on saying anything once I got in here. I was just like, I'll just call in and just keep hitting the button. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is how it works. If I don't immediately recognize your name from having called in many times before, you get first dibs on getting added to the show. So, joke's on you, man. You got to come up with a question like right now.
Well, I was just wondering, like, this is probably the fastest way to get a hold of you guys, but would you be willing to have, like, either Jocelyn or Dills or yourself to come on my podcast as a guest?
Oh, you putting
What's
us
your
on the
podcast?
spot, man?
Yeah, I'm Valen's chosen podcast host.
Oh, okay.
It's a little podcast. You guys are pretty dominant.
Hey.
Up on the top with Chanman and Lightforge and all that.
Hey,
so.
hey, man. We were all on multiple little podcasts before,
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
so don't
Yes.
sell yourself short.
My answer is yes.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
Tweet
Because
at me, we'll set something up.
all right, dope. Yeah, let's do it. Because we want to do like a really cool party episode for when the news drops on March 9th. I'd be glad to have one of you guys on the show.
Oh,
March
sweet.
9th. Oh,
Is that you're just calling it? You're Babe Ruth in this stuff, man. You're pointing.
Well, that's what they were doing their announcement, right? They're saying March 9th we're gonna tell all these people what's going on with Standard and that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
I'm
like that Friday or
I'm not
something.
going to confirm or deny any of the words that are coming out of your mouth.
No. We'll just let that lie there.
I'm not sure where you're getting your information
March 9th,
from.
as reported by Rob May, everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, way to throw me under the bus. I can handle it.
For very specific reasons, which will become clear later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be directed more for Jocelyn for tournament adminning and setup now, but like what was some of the biggest things like you could learn through being a tournament or like head?
Oh, contact info for players is like number one because 99% of people, if you're using some sort of like third party website, don't actually go and check that website until like literally day of. So
Oh man.
being able to like email people is like really invaluable. So find a good third party website that will help you contact your people and not only send them messages through that website because it doesn't work and then people get really, really ragey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Assume nobody is going to do what you would expect them to do naturally in terms of organization and trying to stay in contact.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, prepare
Man,
for the
so what do you
rage,
guys-
I would say too, for sure.
Oh my
Because
God, yes,
people
there's-
get like way too serious about stuff.
It's a
and-
pretty thankless job, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Extremely.
yeah, like it's almost like you're doing customer service for them in their eyes, like you're some sort of like servant to them, like make it happen for me. And it's like, no, I'm actually like adminning the whole thing.
No, we're making it
But
happen
that's
for
not how the
100.
attitude will come at you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't cater to the one person who doesn't follow the rules as you laid them out blatantly in a format that they were supposed to read before they even signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest lesson to learn actually is just like people don't read anything.
Yeah.
They just
But
go
it's
like
not
this is the
personal.
thing I want to do. No, don't take it
Yeah.
personally at all. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's just like this is a thing that I want to do, so I'm just going to sign up and then show up at whatever the start time is and play. And there's usually other things that you have to do. And if you're not prepared for those people that don't pay any attention, then it can be very challenging.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine. Like I go to this small fireside gathering that ran a couple big tournaments. Like they weren't like big enough to be Tavern Hero stuff, but they were big enough to give some sort of thing. It was like 50 players, and like I go week in and week out and talk with their project manager, and he's like, "This is awful. We start half hour to an hour late just because people don't show up on time. I have to make the brackets like on the fly as people arrive because if you make them prior to starting, you can't do it until like the day of when people actually have checked in, and there's like all these extra loopholes." And I was just
Yep.
like, dude,
I'm sorry,
if
is
there's
your
any way that I could help you in any way, it would be like, there's nothing. Like you just have to stick it to the man and wait.
It-
Like,
It's just
you
it's like a
completely
really,
at the
really
mercy of them.
intense like 30 minutes to hour of your life. It's because you can't do anything until you know like who all is there. So it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, and now organize, go. And then everyone's just playing and it kind of calms down.
Are you sure
Yeah,
that your
man.
fireside gathering tournament isn't the one in Orlando that I was a part of? Because you're describing the exact situation we ran into. Because we set up online brackets and a bunch of people pre-registered and locked in and started the tournament, and then like 8 people didn't show up.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna nuke this entire bracket, and we're just gonna do pen and paper, ladies and gentlemen. Why did we even bother?
Yeah, we use the stuff that I think you guys use, which was
Challenge.
tournament or challenge or something like that.
Challenge. We
And,
typically use that, but we're
they have it-
switching. What are we switching to, Jocelyn, for the next time?
Battlefly.
Starfire?
Battlefy.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, challenge and battlefly are kind of like the two underneath Strivewire. Like Strivewire is like the big good one that Vicious Syndicate uses for their Tuesday night hype and stuff. So they've just been doing that for crazy. But you have to have people that are not only proficient in like being able to use the tool, but you have to have really good cognizant admins that can learn it. So that's the hardest thing I think for running that tournament. And then getting casters, obviously.
Yeah, that's
Well,
one thing
cool.
that we don't actually do is stream anything outside of the finals, and that's mostly just because I don't know, I can't admin the tournament and do all the stream production at the same time. So smooth tournament wins over visual production stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we probably
Absolutely.
could do it, but the thing is, like, the timing of it also is a little bit funky. Like, a lot of times when you see these things where they stream the whole tournament, it's, you know, the top 16 or it's something like 32 players at the most. We're talking like 128 players. People finish at different times, trying to figure out when you can cast. There's like a long break in the cast, and people are, you know, coming in and out. Nobody really wants to watch your break while you like organize the next match. So, like a final 4, a final 8, that kind of stuff works a lot better.
Watch me make my next drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's tough. It's when you get to those large numbers, you just have to make concessions. Like if we were only doing an 8-person tournament, yeah, we could work around everyone's weird idiosyncratic ways that we need to get in touch with them. But when you're doing 100, hell, if you're doing like over 15 people, you need to. These are the rules, guys. If you don't follow them, sorry, we're letting next people in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have
Submitting
to.
deck lists is another big boon, I can imagine. So
It's a real pain. That's why I mean, for the most part, we don't deal with it.
Yeah, no,
we
we
just say,
do classes. We
you
don't
declare
do
your
deck lists.
class, and it's honor system. I mean, most people nowadays have they have the ability to, at the very least, take a screen cap, if not record their game. So it's kind of on our players to, if there is an issue, they have to document it, and they have to let us know immediately. You can't let us know 3 hours after the issue takes place.
Yeah.
maybe that's something that Blizzard will probably take a listen to and do something. Maybe not like integrate necessarily the tournament mode, but maybe like work this into their rule system so that they can like pad their safety wall, I guess it is, so they don't get like screwed.
Well, this is one of the reasons why we want a tournament mode. Is not just because I want to go in and I want to log in and play, 7 other people whenever I feel like it in Hearthstone. I want admin tools. Like, here's my deck list. It's locked in. It's submitted. Now we know they can't change it. Those kind of things would be so useful. And a lot of games have this kind of stuff built in. I don't think Hearthstone realized this was going to be needed. And so it's just, it's not like their fault. It's just they didn't realize that all this stuff was going to be so required.
Yeah,
they were like,
even if it
it's
was
a fun casual game you play with your friends. And everyone was like, we want big tournaments.
We want to have a hardcore tournament atmosphere.
Even if it's just like, not like necessarily a tournament mode, but maybe like a feature where it's just like, once you build your decks, you can like add them into a side panel and say
like a
these
deck
are the
ID or
deck
something like that.
slides that I have here.
There's
But
all
that
sorts
comes
of
with them
ways
giving
to
more
work
deck slots, right?
Yeah.
So they had to give us more deck slots probably before they could launch into something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of things I'd love to see. I try to, like, when we make suggestions like that, it's not because like, guys, they just announced like this huge change to the game. Why can't you just be happy with that? It's like, no, we are. But this is the other stuff we'd like to see.
Yeah, everybody has their laundry list that gets refreshed for Christmas. Like
exactly. See, Rob gets it. Why can't everyone else?
You always will want something more. Like that's just the nature of human.
I really feel like once they give me admin tools to actually use in the game to create tournaments, like that's it. I'm never asking for anything else again. Just that's it.
Yeah, just more cards. That's all you can ask for after that, right?
Even then, I know they're
it's
coming,
funny
so I will
'cause
never ask.
a lot of people have really, really great ideas behind why they want things, but when I think about it, I'm like, there are so many things that are really, really awesome, and this game could really use. I've been watching Frodan stream a lot lately, and his big thing is he just wants more social features in the game, and that's also something that I'm just like, yeah, you're right. We also need more of that. Like, there's no chat channels. You can't, create like a guild or anything like that. You can't just create /TAC, and then everyone who's a TAC fan can just talk in the game. Like, we can't do any of that stuff yet. And
Discord is really filling that void though lately.
It
Have
is.
you noticed that?
But again, it's like it's a third-party thing. It's like
It's not within the game.
Yeah,
And also, guys,
and one of the reasons, and he was talking about one of his big arguments was one of the reasons Magic has thrived so much is because of things like Friday Night Magic, and just every Friday
It's a community
you
event
can
that's
get
always
together.
consistent.
Yeah, so you always know that on a Friday you can get together and meet some people and hang out, whether you're a beginner or an expert or whatever, and it creates advocates for the game, right? That are not created in any other way other than like the immense social like aspect that happens around things like that. And the fireside gatherings are a big step in that direction, but there's no like Friday Night Hearthstone type of thing that just you always know, oh, I'll go to my local whatever and people will be playing Hearthstone.
Yeah, I mean, we have the guys that do the Angry Chicken game night every damn week. Could you
Sure.
imagine if there was
I'm
a
good friends with those guys.
All you need is a
Brian
chat
and
channel.
Yeah, they're awesome.
All you need is a chat channel in game, and all of a sudden we're doing everything in game. It's all taking place in game. You don't need Discord, which is buggy as all hell, by the way, guys. Like I realize everyone's like, "Woo, Discord!" But every time I get into it, we have an issue.
It's great, but it is still a small service for sure. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
It's just
haven't
one of
had
those
any
things.
problems.
It's like,
Yeah, I haven't
oh,
had
we
any
need
problems
tournament mode,
either.
we need this, we need that, we need social stuff. It's like, and everyone's got a good reason why we need it. And so I'm just like, oh man, poor Hearthstone.
Yeah, Blizzard has got their priority list. They've just got to organize. Because, like, obviously, the number one thing that's on every Blizzard thing, right, is gameplay. Like, that's foremost. So everything is kind of just, like, underneath of that as far as the priorities are concerned.
Yeah, which I feel like is absolutely being addressed. What with the new formats coming, so I can't really complain about it all that much. But
Sure.
Rob, man, thanks for calling in.
Thanks for letting me here. Like, it was great. I love supporting you guys. Been supporting for a while. Even participated in First Tech Open. So I really appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
For a
dude.
guy with no
Thanks, Rob.
question, that was awesome.
Yeah, and send us all a message on Twitter, and we'll see if we can schedule
See what we
something to
can
get
do.
on
All right.
Velen's Chosen. Everyone go check out Velen's Chosen, folks.
Oh, thanks so much, you guys.
See you, man.
All right, adios.
All right, let's see. I saw another new caller. We'll see, who has a fantastic Skype image, by the way. We'll see if we can pull them in. Apparently, we've tried to get this caller in the past, and there's always been a call bug, but it looks like it's working.
Yeah, finally it is. Hey guys.
Ah, nice. Well, welcome to the call. Akichi, is that your handle?
Yeah, but I was gonna say just go William, but
William?
there's
Okay.
already a William in here, so
Yeah, but we call him Dills. We
Yeah,
don't
but
call
you
him
call me
William.
Dill, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you can be the William.
sure that.
Well, sir, A, fantastic facial hair, and B, fantastic mic
you.
setup.
Sorry.
I said fantastic mic setup.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I still need the shock mount though, but you know.
Hey, you know?
Yeah. I actually had two questions for you guys.
Okay, well, fire away.
I tried to follow the start of the show, but my connection is awful. So, did you guys said what rank you were this season?
No.
No. Okay.
I think I'm at 7 or 8 right now, but I played like a little bit this weekend, and that was on my iPad, so I can't really remember. I could check though, but somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think I topped out at 8, and I think I'm somewhere 9 or 10 now.
I am really burnt out on this game, which is rank 17, I think.
I've been playing a lot of Heroes and Overwatch rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've actually been playing Arena. Those haven't been going well either, but
nice.
I've been mostly playing Arena.
Yeah. I was doing really well when I was playing Aggro Shaman, and then I started playing Milkshake Reno, and things took a
Ooh.
turn. But I had some of the funnest games you've ever had in your life. But yeah, not a very winning deck. I think my record was like 4-13 or something terrible.
But you probably had fun.
I had a great
And
time.
that's important.
Yeah, I switched to Druid, and I played some Druid games, and I was winning, and I was just like, this isn't even fun when I'm winning.
That's where I'm at right now. It's like I try all these. I try decks that I think will be fun. Like I'm like, man, I really like Murloc Paladin. I'm gonna get in and play Murloc Paladin, and I just don't win. And I'm like, well, I don't like losing, so I'm gonna go back to Secret Paladin. And then I start winning, and I'm like, well, I'm bored. I am just straight up bored. So for me, standard can't get here fast enough.
Yeah, I think we're all waiting for standard actually, because we're all tired of seeing Secret Paladin, Druid, and Secret Paladin, and Secret Paladin too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really sick
Sometimes
of playing.
Zoo
Yeah,
thrown
sometimes
in
Zoo.
here and there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, at rank 17, it's Secret Paladin, Zoo, Secret Paladin, Zoo, Secret
Really?
Paladin. Oh, look, a Druid that looks the same since I started playing this game. That's
It's because all the
what rank
Druids are
17
now
is.
up at like rank 5 and up.
Yeah.
They've just slowly, steadily been climbing
Yeah.
their boring climb,
Yeah.
and now they're all out of rank 17.
Well, I mean, it works
Yeah.
fine too for Paladin, but I think
This is
there's
actually
just
the
so
least
many of
fun
them.
part of the season for me right here is this last week or so, because usually I've like kind of dills to whatever my way to around 5, and everyone else is just grinding to try to hit legend at the end of the season.
Mm,
And
yeah, so you're just
I'm
seeing,
just like trying to still play something kind of fun and weird, and it doesn't work at all.
Yeah,
It
it's just
works
not
so
working out.
well on the way, and then all of a sudden it's like, never mind, I shouldn't even try.
yeah. I tell you, man, it all comes back to that Ben Brode talking about, it's really important to put thought into when you announce something, because they announced standard. Now I'm sitting here just like, feels bad, man. Feels
I'm
bad.
telling you, April.
End of March.
What about you, William? Where are you at right now?
As every season since I took back Hearthstone, rank 5. I
Okay.
just can't get past rank 5. Like maybe I hit 4 or 3 a couple months ago, but that's it.
Yeah,
Although
that's-
I'm really tryharding, like Secret Paladin all the way, Tempo Mage. I just sold my soul to OP decks trying to get Legend, but nope.
Well, so getting to rank 5 is like part 1 of the grind, and then 5 to legend is like even longer than that generally,
Yeah.
because you lose the bonus stars,
The bonus trick.
and also the fact is that there's 5 stars per rank, is a pretty big deal. And everyone you're playing is also trying to like min-max and get to legend. No one's like kind of messing around in between those ranks. Maybe Brian Kibler is, but everyone else is basically
Everyone is not
in
Kibler.
full try-hard mode. And so, one little mistake or one bad draw or just, a little RNG that didn't go your way means you're going to lose a game. And that not only is it like the climb is slow, but the frustration levels are high. And that's, I think, the problem that a lot of people have when they get to rank 5.
It's definitely that one for one that, oh, yay, I finally won a game and you feel so good. And then like one little punished mistake and you lose all of that momentum and it's just demoralizing.
Yeah. You know what I noticed, though? I noticed the people who kind of just get legend every season, which is, generally like pro players and streamers, they kind of like detach themselves from the results. And they just know if I spam enough games, I just eventually get there. And you can kind of see that attitude as they play. Like, they play the game. At the end of the game, they just click the button as soon as it pops up, and they're in another game. And, like, that's pretty much the attitude that you have to have, I think.
Yeah.
Is that, I'll get there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This game doesn't matter. And you just kind of take yourself out of each game emotionally. And it's just, okay, I made all the decisions I was supposed to make, I think. Whatever.
I need to download their attitude into my brain.
But I think it's from doing it before, right? Like, because it's like if you think back on like all the times you've ever done something like that in another game or in another situation in life. Like for me, it was like, when I started playing pool and then I got to like the highest level of pool ranking in the 8-ball and APA, like that now seems like so easy to. Oh yeah, you're supposed to do this. This is what's supposed to happen, and like. I don't know. Think about something that you've done in the past where you've gotten to like the higher level of it, because most people have something that they can look at, and then just like what attitude do you have about that now, and try to apply that to this. Like, get that feeling going and like force it onto Hearthstone or whatever other game you're trying to do.
I almost feel like they've kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with just how they display what happens when you win. Like when you win, there's cheers, there's fireworks, you get stars. If you rank up, it's like there's big chests and it's just like hooray. And then like so they reward
you lose, you blow
so
up.
much. Yeah. So it's kind of like the game itself is so like they're just opposite ends of the spectrum for what happens when you win versus when you lose, that it makes the latter feel that much worse. If you didn't have any of that stuff after the end of the game, I feel like you probably would just be able to move on a whole lot easier and just hit that play button and just go. But because
This
it's
is
like,
a good point, 'cause now I'm thinking about it.
You're amazing.
I haven't-
It's just like, oh, no, I'm not amazing anymore.
I haven't played it in a while, but now you're making me think about it. I think that might be a positive to how ugly and user unfriendly Magic Online is, because when you lose a game, it's so cold, lifeless, and sterile.
When you win, it goes like clunk.
Yep, and when you
Bills
lose,
wins.
it goes like clunk. It's the same. Like then I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, cool, next game.
Sometimes I don't even realize I won. Like the guy conceded or whatever, but the alert noise is just a click, and
Yep.
I'm like, oh, he conceded. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, and there's never any question of what happened in Hearthstone. Like, you really know when you win, but you really know when you lose, too.
I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, it has to have an impact to have some cheers and yay when you win. I mean, this is satisfying. But as you said, the pro players, when they lose, they just goes like, there's no emotion. They just click the button and poker face and just wait for the next game to pops up. And obviously, as an Asian League of Legends player, please don't kick me out. I used to be very frustrated when I lose several games and queued up for the next one. And of course, since you were frustrated from the previous game, it had an impact on how you played. That's obvious. But my second question was, do you think you can still hit Legend without actually spamming, as you said, because pro players just spam on the early season and just spam games and games and games. And as you said, they will eventually just hit Legend because, of course, they're good, but they spend a lot of time. So the question is, do you think you can still hit Legend or high Legend even without spamming all day? like for people who have work and don't especially have a lot of time to play, maybe 2-3 hours a day?
No.
Well, yes, it is
Okay, thank you.
possible. Is it probable? No.
Yeah.
I think,
Highly unlikely.
because like when we had Crip on the show and he hit legend, he basically just went on a sick winning streak, and that just kind of convinced him, okay, I'll do it. And his last bit of it was a grind, but he only had to really grind from like I think rank 3 because he, when I remember watching it when he was like, okay, I'll start playing, and of course he is still playing more often than most people because he's streaming, but he didn't play that many ranked games, and he was basically he just got like he picked the right deck at the right time. And it was Freeze Mage for him at that moment. So if you can kind of luck into that right deck for the meta at that moment, then that definitely can happen. But is it probable? No, it's not probable. It's very unlikely that that's going to happen. You have to kind of like strike gold, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah, because to take me as an example, I've been playing from the closed beta. I stopped after a few weeks because I wasn't really into, and I think it was around May or June of last year when Hearthstone came on mobile. I took it back, and just as an example, I have around 2,000 ranked wins, something like this. Like when you go on the quest button, you get the chest and you get the total ranked win you got. So 2K,
Yeah.
I took it back in May, so June, July, several months. But yet, as I said, I'm just like stuck in rank 5 while playing basically the rank 1 in Tempo Storm. I just go on Tempo Storm, say, okay, Secret Paladin's still OP, I'm just gonna play Secret Paladin. And unfortunately, maybe it's just because I'm not that good and not good enough to hit legend. That might be just the answer. But
well, I would
don't know.
say, I mean, if you're really trying, like the best advice I can give is try to only play on
One
your
deck?
computer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Try to only play on your computer. Play with a deck tracker. Don't pop open your phone every now and then and just try to spam some games because you tend to, I think, play a little bit worse on mobile devices.
Yep.
And then just really like try to like maybe crunch out like a certain amount of games per day. Like just say, okay, I'm going to play 20 games today, and then just keep track of your stats every single day. Keep track of what the meta is doing against you, and rather than change decks, make some tech choices. So let's say you're playing against tons of Zoo and you're playing Secret Paladin. Maybe you need an extra Consecrate. A lot of times, the Secret Paladin's not running any Consecrates or only one. Maybe you need more if it's Zoo all the time. If it's Druid, then maybe you need more things like Blessing of Kings so you can fight their big minions, that kind of stuff. So, just pay attention to little things, and rather than like change your deck, change tech choices and be tracking. I think that's going to be your best bet.
I agree.
That's good advice.
William,
And it
thanks
does take quite a lot of games. I mean, you're still looking if you're anywhere under 60%, and chat room is pointing that out right now. Actually, Rob, who was just in the call, is pointing that out. If you're between like 50 and 60% win rate, it's going to take you somewhere between like 200 and 500 games. Like if you can get 20 games in a day, you're still looking at least half the month to hit that legend mark. So it is definitely a numbers game.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, thanks for calling in,
Yeah.
William.
Thanks to you, and enjoy the show, and see ya.
Have a good one.
Yeah, the funny thing is like a 60% win rate is really good.
Really good, yeah.
And it still takes that many games because if you really add up, like you have to win 25 times more than you lose, right?
Yeah.
And the math is, so like a 75 wins to 50 losses is like an insane win rate. And you're more likely going to have something in the range of, 125 to 100, somewhere in that range more often than it'll be like 75 to 50. Sometimes people get lucky and they just go on a crushing win streak, but not often.
Well, we have our next caller. Welcome to the show, Christopher.
Thank you. It's great to be on the show. I've listened to you guys every week. Took a little break there for a bit, but that was just because the meta got a little stale back in the end of Somewhere Before, and thankfully Standard's coming soon.
Yeah. I was about to say, why are you listening right now? The meta's super stale.
It just got there. just got there in the last couple months. I mean, I came back right about TGT and such.
Gotcha. Well, welcome to the show, man. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, actually, I have a couple, so you can cut me off whenever you're ready. One, yeah, paying attention, like Jocelyn was saying about the tournaments and paying attention to what the rules say. Ended up on the Pandaria one and didn't realize that Pandaria's tournaments are last hero standing, so I teched against one deck in specific, and specifically trying to do the conquest trick, and that didn't work. I got rolled by the first freeze mage that came along.
Oof.
Oh yeah, just couldn't beat a single. Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah, that was Zoo into freeze mage. That didn't work so well.
I don't think it would.
The next one, Hearthstone Dex Tracker. I use it. I love it. I love stats. Like Dills, I used to do all my own stats in Excel and stuff. I was always the stat guy in World of Warcraft and Star Wars The Old Republic. I was the guy doing the raid stats.
Nice.
And so I found that Hearthstone Deck Tracker is a great way to do that.
Yeah, it absolutely is. All three of us use it.
Now, if sometime on the show, if you guys were to do an episode on the plugins and stuff, I think that would help new players a little bit to understand, or just Hearthstone Deck Tracker in general. That would help more people to understand what it is and how to use it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We haven't really ever touched on like how to use any of these specific tools. I think it would be interesting to have a segment where we go over it. We'll definitely get together and talk about doing that. The only plugin I've really used though is the Hearth Arena. Well, it's not Hearth Arena now. Now it's basically just Adwakta and Merp's tier list. And it doesn't work the way Hearth Arena did because it doesn't have a whole algorithm. It just literally gives you that base tier number while you're picking an arena, so you kind of like have at least a starting point to then jump off of from there. But that's the only one I've ever used. So are there any other really good ones that you'd recommend?
There's one that takes a screenshot of every game when you're done. And for, like you were saying, I think it was Jocelyn was saying about tournaments and stuff, that's important to screenshot everything. And so that will catch a screenshot of wherever you got up.
Which is really
cool.
good because that's something that people forget to do. Like, in case there's we don't ever require screenshots to be uploaded when we do Taco, but if there is ever a dispute, just having that screenshot is great. And a lot of people just completely forget to do it. And then, if there are issues, then they can't back it up that they did, win or whatever the case may be. So yeah, having something that's just automatically like every time you're done, just boom, screenshot without you having to think about it. It's a great tool.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what I wish that worked a little better though in the Hearthstone Deck Tracker is the replay function. And I think it's missing like one little bit where maybe somebody needs to make a plugin that does this, because that feature is not a plugin. That's built into the software itself. But when you read it back, you have to interpret everything. And if someone made a plugin where it actually just kind of animated it and you kind of got to watch the game just play out in front of you again, I think that would be a really interesting tool. So I hope at some point we get something like that, either in-game or third-party version would be fine too.
I've wanted in-game replays since the beginning. I mean, there's so much that would open so many doors as far as content creation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Have people send you replays like you can do in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle does a show where he watches people's replays and critiques their play. I would love that in Hearthstone, mostly because I would like someone to critique my play. And I would like them to not have to be literally spectating my game while that's happening. It'd be nice if I had a particular game I'm like, I really don't know what I could have done to come back from this, and then to send it to a buddy who's better than me and be like, hey man, can you watch this over? Was I really just doomed like I feel, or am I too close to the problem?
I feel like someone critiquing your replay would just be like, email back, worst luck ever, dude. Like that's
Hashtag
it.
Garrett
Full
luck.
critique. Yeah,
Garrett,
hashtag
hit your
Garrett
crackles
luck.
for 6 instead of 3. All right, there you go. You would have won.
Top deck better cards.
Okay, well let's.
You noob.
Maybe I'm talking about a Secret Pally game that I lost. So like a deck that's impossible for it to be as bad as some of the decks you guys have seen me pilot.
Yeah.
With bad unstable portals and bad crackle rolls, there's only so much that you can do in the world. But yeah.
Speaking of that, remember I mentioned the guy who did the compare myself to pros video series.
Yeah.
He posted in our subreddit, so we now know
Thank
who
you.
that guy is, and there's a link in there. So check it out. It's the post is titled "I'm the there's a guy who did a YouTube series," and he posts a link to his video. But it's very similar because a lot of times you might not realize that the mistake you made was just trading inefficiently or something on one single turn, which then snowballed to you would have had an extra minion here that they would have had to use a ping to kill or something like that, and then they wouldn't have been able to play Azure Drake. Then they wouldn't have been able to do all sorts of different stuff can lead to a victory that might not be obvious. I think that's like really the benefit of having somebody look at your plays critically and telling you like, oh, it was this play here. That's not easy. Like you said, Garrett, you're too close to it, right?
Right.
You look at it and you go, yeah, obviously that's what I do. Because that's what you think.
Right,
That's what you
right.
think of. Someone else, a fresh pair of eyes, can
It's like,
notice
no,
it.
you should have switched to the beatdown one turn earlier, or no, you should have kept playing the control game for 2 more turns. Flipping. There's all kinds of things that can be brought up. But yeah, I would love a replay feature. I really would. So, any other questions, Christopher?
Yeah, actually, one of the things on Hearthstone Deck Tracker that I found is really kind of neat now is the flavor text now pops up in the lower corner.
I have not
when
noticed
you're-
that.
What was that?
I didn't notice that.
When you start scrolling over your cards, it'll put the flavor text in the lower right corner, and so I found that I don't play with the fruits and try to get the boots anymore. I actually just read that and giggle as I look at all these weird cards.
That's awesome because the flavor text is so good and it's not looked at
So
very often.
hidden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sucks
really
that you
hidden.
can't. Yeah, you can't see it in game while you're playing. Yeah, you can only see it in your collection manager. And man, I don't spend time screwing around my collection manager.
No.
I know
No, I
Jocelyn.
go in there to craft Dr. Boom and then get out.
Not anymore. You're gonna need something else to craft now.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, so I can not take up all the time. One thing, I have 2 girls, my kids, and I don't think you can see that very well.
Oh, I can actually see it remarkably well. They are adorable.
That's at Hearthstone today, just before this came on. They're sleeping now. I live in Portugal, so it's, yeah. So they're sleeping, and that's why I can drink now. But one of the things is my daughter listens to the show all the time, and you guys are really good in the regular show of not swearing, which is great. But for a girl, obviously, playing is a little different. She gravitates towards Jaina and Valera because they're girls. I have not bought her the Hunter one yet, Alira. But as a marketing tool for Blizzard, would it not kind of make sense to have one character, a girl for each class? And if so, which ones would they be?
Ooh.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah.
I feel like when they first announced new heroes, we kind of went over this, like who the characters would be.
Right.
But I
'cause-
remember before they even announced it, we talked about how cool it would be if you could like kind of select which warlock you were, which warrior you were, or whatever. And
Or
one of the things
import your
we did talk
Warcraft
about,
character.
Yeah, and one of the things we talked about at that point was how awesome it would be if you could have a female and male version for each class.
Yeah, and they broke that, like, because obviously the hunters, like Rexar is male, and then we got Valeria who's or Illyria who's female, and then we have Jaina who's a female, and then we've got Medivh who's a male. But with the warrior, we just have 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that is kind of problematic. I mean, I'm not the biggest WoW lore nerd in the world, so I'm going to defer to the Optimus Prime of WoW lore nerds, Jocelyn Moffat, and say who would, like, in the case of a warrior, who's the go-to quintessential female WoW warrior?
I'm not even sure. There are a lot of female hunters, mages, rangers, like all those kind of like sneaky, roguey characters. But in terms of
Is Thrall's wife a warrior? Agra?
no, she's a shaman.
She's a
She's
shaman.
a shaman
Yeah.
too?
Yeah,
They're both
because she
shaman.
helps him go on like his whole like vision quest thing in
Okay.
Draenor.
Yeah, she helps Thrall get high, like a good wife.
I'm trying to think then. Yeah, like
Yeah.
warrior women.
There aren't
Actually,
any I can think of off the top of my head.
I can't find it. The paladin, I found Lady Ledrin, I think that's her name. It's the Blood Elf who's in charge of the Blood Knights.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Blood
yeah.
Knights. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Garona, but she's a rogue.
The Druid, there was a couple where really only the Druid had a couple only that had a couple Taurens.
Yeah, there's not any like major giant names that I'm finding here. Like I'm seeing things like Ilsa Corbin, the warrior trainer in Stormwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, the warrior trainer. I don't think she's quite as iconic.
Yeah,
as
that doesn't really
Garrosh.
jump out at you. Kyra Windblade, warrior trainer in Teldrassil.
Yeah.
Well, how about this,
Yeah.
guys? How about
Priest,
this?
though,
'Cause-
you've got Tyrande. She would be good.
Oh, Toronto would be perfect for Priest.
Yeah.
But how about
Pretty
this?
much
I mean,
just warrior is the problem.
with League of Explorers, we have Hearthstone writing their own characters. Why don't they just make their own warrior?
Yeah, I mean that's an
That was
interesting
one
idea
thing.
too. Just be able to like select a name and class and whatever, and there you go. That's
Actually,
neat.
you know who I want to be the female warrior is the freaking gnome that is Shield Maiden. Like, I want that as my hero. I want a bunch of gnome emotes. Like, that'd be how Hearthstone would that be, guys? Like, you're a
Yeah.
warrior. You're playing like the beefiest class in the game, and you're this little pink-haired gnome.
Well, it's funny. The cards on the cards. There's a lot of female characters. Like
Yes.
just so many.
Right.
And yet the heroes are very underrepresented as far as females go. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I guess. She's one of the three dwarves. Moira, somebody.
Well, that's
She's like
Moira.
the
Isn't
head
that
of the dark ones, the dark irons.
The Dark Iron Dwarf. Yeah, the leader of the
isn't
Dark
that
Iron
what's
Dwarves.
her name's his name's wife though?
Daughter, I think.
Daughter. Okay.
I think it. Yeah, I think it.
Emperor
I think she's,
Thorason's
Bronzebeard.
daughter.
Not Emperor Thorson.
Oh.
No, it's
Magni?
might have been actually, yeah, it might have been his wife. I think it's Magni Bronzebeard's daughter was Emperor Thorson.
Moira is the
wife.
daughter of
She
Magni
was like
Bronzebeard.
kidnapped and then
Yeah.
like had that whole Stockholm syndrome thing and then became like the ruler of the Dark Irons.
Thorason's wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
See. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought you were talking about Magni. That's why I was like, no,
No, yeah. Thor's
She's-
like at the
Yeah,
end of
Thorason's
end of
wife, yeah.
Black Rock Mountain. There's
Yeah.
Moira.
Moira.
Thorson, yeah.
God.
She's the daughter of Magni and the widow of Thorson, because Thorson
Yeah.
is dead in Warcraft lore. But he's alive and kicking in Hearthstone. Live and
But,
kicking
yeah, I
and
don't
bringing
know.
discounts.
I don't know if actually it would be a good thing for Hearthstone to make their own hero portraits because the whole game is called Heroes of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So
But
if
why
they're
can't
not
they
a
make their
hero
own
in
heroes?
Warcraft, then
It says Moira's a priest.
oh,
Apparently.
Well,
that's my bad. I'm being a little racist towards dwarves. I thought they were all warriors. That's totally my bad.
Oh, dwarf priest. Apparently.
Ugh.
I wish I had the sound clip of Gimli lamenting the fact that everyone thinks there's no such thing as a female dwarf. It's the beards.
She does actually cast Mind Blast, Heal, and Renew. So yeah.
No, there you
Yeah,
go.
she's a priest.
There you go. I disagree with you though, Jocelyn. I think Hearthstone could make their own damn heroes. At this point, I mean, yeah, like if vanilla Hearthstone had launched, and they're just like, and it's Fizzle what's his beak, like someone we've never heard of, like I'd raise an eyebrow. But now they've, I could see Reno being a hero portrait, like not because he's a card, but something of that nature, something we've come to know within the world of Hearthstone, not just also exists in Warcraft, becoming its own hero portrait. But
That'd be interesting.
wow, Christopher, I didn't think that question would lead
Sorry.
us down this deep hole. No, it's good. It's good. I like
that was a great question.
nerding out about this stuff. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's something I think Blizzard's become more conscious of because you look at, you go look at something like Overwatch now, which I feel there is a much better like representation of both genders in that game. Whereas Warcraft, kind of over time, they've added a lot more. But
Warcraft is an old game at this point.
Yeah.
So things weren't as progressed as they are now as far as like thinking this thought process going in. And Blizzard has been, I think, really, really good at kind of championing this. Talking about it at the beginning of BlizzCon this last year, in fact. So, good things are happening for sure. It sounds like you're a good dad teaching your daughter some Hearthstone, thinking about
Yes.
their, what would keep them, interested and how better to represent them. That's really cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your time.
Well, thanks for calling in, man, all the way from Portugal.
Hey, I'm glad you moved it to 4 p.m. there, so it's actually 9 p.m. here, so I can still make my bedtime.
Sweet.
Hey, perfect.
Well, have a
Good.
good one, man. All right. Man, we got a lot of callers today. We haven't heard from Joshua in a while. I'm going to pull in Joshua. Welcome to the show, Joshua. Oh, man, are you looking snazzy?
Thank you.
We forgot to wear our ties today, guys. Totally dropped the ball.
I know. I'm wearing a Jurassic Park shirt like some kind of like Orlando nerd. Anyways, what's up, Joshua? What's your question?
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. I have nothing.
Cheers.
I've got a
failing.
tablet pen.
The mind blast.
The
I have
mind
coffee
blast.
in it,
Sorry,
but
the eraser.
you got a mind eraser? Nice.
I'm Midnight Bomber.
Okay, we're still
you're
gonna have
Midnight
to
Bomber.
do the mind eraser
Ah.
stream. It's gonna happen at some point.
I knew I recognized the name, but I couldn't remember what handle was affiliated with it. So nice to finally put a face to the name.
And I'm actually also your little bit of a taunter. I am also the owner of the Garrett RNG.
Oh, you have the Garrett RNG
Nice.
account. Okay, dude. All right, I'm gonna level with you.
Okay.
I don't get half of the jokes you make on that account. Like those tweets come out, and I'm like, this is really out of left field. I don't understand the reference he's making.
I do probably make a lot of 80s references.
Okay, gotcha.
Be slightly.
I mean, yeah, unless it's like Back to the Future, I'm probably not gonna catch it. But that's great, man. Well, I'm so glad we got you in on the show. So
Yeah, actually, I was on the 65th episode. You read my crazy game story. I am your hero, as it were. I was the one who took random decks on ladder.
Oh my God, I remember that story. Yeah, you are my hero.
Yes, and now I'm taking Reno Priest because I'm working on Priest as my next golden class. And thanks to Joss, I've been Legend 4 times
Yay!
since April.
Nice.
I love
done.
all the people who have thanked us for helping them reach legend when none of us have managed to accomplish it.
Yeah, no, I started getting serious about it when Joss first tried. So,
It's a support group thing. You need to know
really-
there's others struggling.
yeah. No, and it definitely gets easier after the first time because you just like, yeah.
You learn not to care so much.
You learn not to care so much and it's just a grind.
Yeah.
So, first off, what does it take to get playing with Garrett? You are the only one out of my tack trick I need. So,
I don't have an answer. It just got a lot harder because I have even less free time now that I'm off on my own doing my own thing.
sure.
My calendar looks insane.
Okay.
So luck, I guess. Us both being on and me not being on because I'm like recording footage for something or people always hit me up like, "Oh, dude, you want to play?" I'm like, "No. I got to play this Tavern Brawl because we got a show in 30 minutes. I got to go. I'm sorry." I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like after this, I'm leaving the second we're done with this show. It's getting posted to the Patreon, and I'm out the door to grocery shop because I've been working all day. But I'll try, man. I'll definitely try. We're friends on Battle.net, right?
No, we are not. I am in the TAC group for Heroes. That's about it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll send me a message on Twitter, and we will rectify that, and that'll at least
Okay.
be the first step to completing your Angry Chicken throwdown trifecta. But let me ask you this: did you win or lose to Jocelyn and Dills?
I've lost to both of them, and epically. In Jocelyn, I played at Christmas time in the Brawl. She managed to play the 5/7 Charger and get, I think it was like Soulfire or something to the face. Not
I think it was-
started.
Yeah, I think it was Doomguard and Power Overwhelming, and I had I
Yes.
played my Doomguard, I had 3 cards in my hand, so the Power
Yes.
Overwhelming did not get discarded.
Is
Yeah.
I have
that
It's good times.
And when I played against Dills, it was random decks, and he played an ogre that constantly hit where he wanted it to hit. So
Nice.
if you
Well,
play against
very
me,
talented
your
ogre, I must
RNG
say.
will reset.
that's the thing. Now I'm going to avoid you even more because now I know I'm going to lose and I'm going to be the only Angry Chicken host that
You're
lost.
the only
you.
one.
Yeah.
No, you're going to win epically.
Nah,
Yes.
I don't think so. My track record of playing people at Nerdtacular and Fireside Gatherings begs to differ. So, but yeah.
Out of 3 Hearthstone or tech hosts. So
Gotta collect them all.
no. 2 out of 3 win. So
Okay.
average says.
All right, fair enough. Well, whatever the outcome, the Angry Chicken has won in this best 2 out of 3. So I guess I should just play you anyway. So, we'll figure that out. Seriously, tweet me after this. I'll send you over the battle tag. But did you have any questions? Or are you just here to issue a challenge?
Well, it wasn't a challenge so much as I just would love to play you.
That sounds so much better if you throw the gauntlet down though.
Yeah, you have to challenge him and make him feel like he has to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, his honor will be.
I'm calling you out, Wines Earl.
Throw down the milkshake challenge. 'Cause
there you
that's
go.
my new thing is playing
your thing.
Reno milkshake, and it's
Reno milkshake.
hilariously
Yeah.
fun. I actually
By the way, I think you did come up with a definitive list. My list changed quite a bit after I saw yours. I have made a couple of alterations back, so I think I have a couple of things in there that I just didn't want to get rid of. But things like you put in things like Zombie Chow and Pyromancer and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, see, this makes it a more
There's so many
consistent
spells
deck.
in the deck.
Yeah. It makes it a much more consistent deck, and it will actually work more often. But I still I can't not have the Death Lord and some other stuff just because I think those actually mess with the other people's deck more. Yanking something important out of their deck that's like a combo piece is just so satisfying when it actually happens, especially when you can then steal it and recombobulate it or something like that afterwards. But yeah, no, I really dug your take on it because I was just messing around, and then you're like, no, I got one that works, and you tweeted at me, and I was like, yes, this is amazing.
It was so much fun. Did you see the tweet that I did of my best game ever?
Probably. You have to remind me though. Let's see if I can find
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the pictures on my iPad real quick. Because it was just ludicrous what happened. I ended up stealing Jiraxis from the opponent in Thought Steal, early on in the game. And then, I stole Thought Steal, I stole Jiraxis and their Acidic Swamp Ooze. With my one Thought Steal, I stole both of those.
God. So I'm assuming you just sat on that Swamp Ooze until they Jiraxis.
Sat on the Swamp Ooze until he played Jiraxis, killed his it was just sorry, I'm thinking of 2 different games because there's been 2 that have been insane, and the first one was really good. And then after that, it was even better. Okay, photos.
Oh yeah, I believe I did find this. So I'm looking at it right now, and on your side of the board, you have a bunch of the 6. You have 3 6/6s on your side of the board. And it looks like he's decided to concede at this point.
I entombed his first 6/6 that he dropped. Here's what I thought stole. I thought stole a Death Lord and what was the other one? Death Lord and I can't remember. Anywho, and I played Harrison against him in that one.
Oh man,
okay.
The Acidic Swamp Ooze was in a previous one.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, so it looks like you've drawn through your entire deck at this point.
Oh my god.
Well, I waited for him to hit 3 or 4 times before I actually played Harrison, and it was
smart.
because I didn't want to overdraw.
Nice. Oh,
It's
awesome.
a really tricky deck to play, but it is just so damn satisfying when it all works.
When it goes
I
off-
tweeted out a game that I was just kind of playing the other day randomly, and I when everything falls into place, it is insane. So I actually the one I tweeted out was where I'd actually thought stolen his Reno Jackson. So then I played I waited till I was really low, played with my first Reno Jackson, and then just went to town on him, and then played another Reno Jackson the same game. It was amazing. It was just so.
I remember what happened. It was that I recombobulated the 6/6 into the Rogue Legendary, the 5/8.
Trade Prince Gallywix.
I recombobulated it into Trade Prince so that he then had no way of dealing with my stuff. I was like,
Jeez.
sweet.
Well,
That's
Josh,
okay.
man, thanks for calling. We got a lot of other callers and very little time left, so I'm going to try and pull them in here.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, brother.
Thanks for calling.
All righty, let's grab Anthony.
You guys didn't want to let us just trade milkshake stories for the rest of the hour?
I would like to, but I can also see how many people are trying to get in.
No, I know. I get it.
I do want to hear those stories, though. Legit. I'm not making fun of you. Anthony, welcome to the show, man. You can ask one question because I want to get at least one other caller in here after this.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. Happy Leap Day.
Happy Leap Day to you as well.
I listened back to the last time I was on the Patron call-in hangout thing, and I apologize for droning on and on like I did last time.
Oh,
So,
dude. Yeah, it's fine.
apologize that won't happen again. I was like, geez, will I ever shut up?
Well, at least it was
So-
you complaining about it, not like us. It's not like, geez, Anthony, could you please leave the show now? Please.
No, I was just like, man, I was like, I'm glad these guys are really nice. I was just like, man, I was like, I'm pretty sure the other guys are just like, okay, let's wait for this guy to shut up, and next caller. But no, completely irrelevant to Hearthstone. How are you enjoying the Pokemon Red on your DS, Garrett?
I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Katie is once again giving me my childhood back, which she frequently does when she gives me gifts. So I'm having a good time. I beat Brock last night. I found that
Already?
I found that damn rare spawn Pikachu in the Viridian Forest. I'm good to go,
Yeah.
man.
Oh my gosh, you're making some pretty good progress. You just downloaded it last night.
Yeah, I played like 3 hours, I think. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I caught
No,
like
I
think I've only caught 7 Pokemon. My Squirtle's evolved. I have a Pikachu, and I've got the badge, and I'm heading to.
Squirtle's evolved.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds so weird.
Do you not play Pokemon?
No.
You don't get to be on a show about video games and go Squirtle evolved. That sounds so weird. That's not how this world works, Jocelyn.
No, I have played Pokemon. I'm just not playing the current one, and it
I haven't
sounds
played
great.
Pokemon.
That's
I
not. It's
never
not the
will.
current one, man. It's like the first one ever.
I don't know. Whatever.
Oh my God, you're
I've
dead to
played
me,
some
Jocelyn.
Pokemon,
We're
so
not.
it was all right.
We're not friends anymore. We're not friends anymore at all.
Damn, Pokemon elitist over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
you damn well better believe it.
Are you surprised?
Original
I was
151.
I was like 6 years old when I first got Pokemon Red, and my Game Boy Pocket had actually gotten stolen. So I played Pokemon Red on my TV with the Game Boy adapter on the Super NES.
Nice.
Damn.
And I was like 6 years old, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just like, that first patch of grass as soon as you leave the first city.
Yep.
Like I was in there for like hours. I swear my Charmander was like level 14.
I wish anyone else on this damn show played Pokemon because I'm loving the hell out of this, and it is so lost on Jocelyn and Dills.
But no, as soon as I get done with my taxes, which I've been procrastinating about, but this is definitely lit a fire underneath my ass. I am going to do my taxes, and I am getting a DS, and the Garrett RNG Twitter person challenges you on Hearthstone. I challenge you at Pokemon.
Oh man, well you're gonna have to give me some time, okay? I don't accept challenges.
You got a head start on me. I have to do my taxes and get another DS.
I don't accept Pokemon challenges until I have at least one natural 100 Pokemon. So
No, I heard I can't
Smart?
remember.
I guess.
well, Dills, you see, if you level them with rare candy, they don't have as many stats as if you level
Got
them
it,
naturally.
got
Yeah,
it.
I actually
Natural,
I don't
natural,
remember
yeah.
I don't remember where it was. I think it was you and Patrick. I can't remember someone. I had just recently learned about that, and I had no idea about the whole rare candy thing.
It was me and
about
Kyle.
having extra stats if you level it naturally rather than through the rare candy.
Yeah, it was Kyle and I. I think we mentioned it at the end of
Kyle
the last
on the
Nexus.
on Into the Nexus.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I listened to way too many podcasts that you're in. They all just kind of blend together.
Well, Anthony, man, thanks for calling. I'm sorry it has to be so short, but I want to get at least one more caller in here that hopefully has a topic that Jocelyn and Dills don't want to apparently murder themselves over. But I had a great time talking about Pokemon with you, man.
Well, it's no problem. All right, y'all take care, guys.
Have a good one.
Later, man.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
That's fine.
Barry Von Awesome, man, welcome.
Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta mute the stream. Hi.
Hey.
I also have a challenge for you, Garrett.
Oh,
But
geez.
mine's a lot more easy to accept. You were playing with a D20 on the stream there, You
This
keep
is not a D20. This is a stress ball engram from Destiny.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks. Because I was gonna brag that I have a bigger D20. And
My
mine's
D20
actually-
is bigger than yours.
This would actually be a D10.
Oh, this is actually also stained glass.
Oh, damn.
I
So
found this at a craft fair. Yeah, well, how
I'm
about
assuming you don't actually roll it then, because wouldn't you be afraid of breaking it?
I've done it on carpet.
Okay.
There you go.
okay.
Yeah, you can roll it on carpet.
Oh, that looks
pretty dope.
great. That's gorgeous. I would,
know.
I would get a light stand and keep that on it because it looks.
I have one. I have a
Oh,
light
okay.
that I shine on it, but it's on the shelf, kind of like behind my monitor. So I'm using my phone to
By the
brag.
way, short
Light it
short D20 nerd story. I was playing Magic at PAX, and I went to roll against the guy to see who went first, and the guy was like, that's not a real D20. That's a life counter." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." We can roll whatever you want, man. But it was just hilarious to me because I guess the life counters aren't perfectly weighted to randomly roll exactly. But it was just I was like, all right, man, you got it, buddy.
Yeah.
Roll whatever you want to roll.
Also, Cheesy Bob is correct in the chat room. This would have been a D12, not a D10. I apologize.
Get it right, Garrett.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
This guy probably thinks Pokemon leveled with hard candy are better than natural
Right?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Hard candy is a disturbing movie. Rare candy is what you level Pokemon with.
Oh, man.
Dills, we need to get you in a game of D&D where Kyle DMs, by the way.
I'm in, man.
We need to make
super
that
down.
happen.
Yeah.
I want to see Dills role play.
Okay. I'm in, man. I'm totally in. Every time I play D&D, I have a great time, and then no one ever comes back to play again, and it's super sad.
That's because games like World of Warcraft have made it too convenient.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. All right, well, we'll make it happen. It's
Yeah.
on.
I did have one kind of question or clarification thing I wanted to go over. I was listening to the show from last week, I think. You guys were talking about the adventures and how they're going to get phased out when standard mode drops. But if I'm right about how I understand this, you just won't be able to purchase them anymore. You'll still go back and play them.
If you
But
already own them, you'll be unaffected. You can still go and play them to your heart's content. You can still unlock cards. You can still get your heroic card back, yada, yada, yada.
Okay. Because you guys were making fun of that about how wow, I really want to go back and play or whatever this. But I went and looked, and there's one class challenge in every one of the adventures that I still haven't been able to do.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
And you
I'm
will
happy
be
that
able
I
to. Yeah.
eventually, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think it's either Paladin or no. In Naxxramas it's Hunter. I can't do the Hunter one for some reason. I've tried 100 times. And
that
I
would
can't
be
get-
the web spinner one. Right? In Naxxramas?
Yeah, I think so.
Naxxramas challenge? Yeah, and
Max
then
is the web spinner one, yeah.
isn't one of them for the mage just all unstable portal?
Yes, that's the BlackRock.
That's
Max-
BlackRock.
That is that is what I point to and be like, no, that is infinitely replayable. Everyone who says you don't go back and play, because I totally go back and play the unstable portal mage challenge.
But my
Yeah.
problem is I can't beat it. So there's still class cards from each one of the adventures that I don't have because there's some class challenges that are just proving to be too difficult.
Well, you'll be fine because you already
yeah,
own
you'll
it.
be able to go back in.
So
there,
you'll be
for
able to
sure.
go in there and get it. Or if you continue having the issue you're having, you can just craft those damn cards once the
Yeah,
change
that's
happens.
true. They'll be craftable at this point. So
Yeah. So I never even thought about that because I think you're the first person we've heard from. Not to single you out, that sounds bad. But I haven't heard that concern before from someone. So I haven't even considered that side of things. So yeah, you'll be able to craft it. You won't even have to beat the challenger if you don't want to.
And you can't craft them now?
No.
no,
No.
Currently, you cannot craft anything that came out of an adventure. They're essentially the same as the soulbound cards. They don't even show up when you click the little craftable thing. But they're going to change that so that if you can't purchase the old adventures, at least you can still go back and make the cards if you need them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had kind of a bigger meta question about the card pool and what it means now that they're switching to the what did they say adventure expansion model. But I guess we really won't be able to really wrap our minds around that till we know how many cards are in the next expansion and what it means for the standard card pool as it is now or will be in the future.
Yeah.
It's kind of a vague question.
Yeah, so,
or
I
just
mean,
discussion. Yeah.
whatever the case is, it's going to be a ramp up, and there will be a point where there are more cards. Like there'll be a point at the end of the year where you will have the most possible cards ever in Hearthstone until the swap at the beginning of the following year. So we're going to have this happen at the beginning of the year. We're going to have the least amount of cards possible in Standard. And at the end of the year, we're going to have the most amount of cards possible. And then we'll have a ramp up in between with the adventure. So
it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. I wish there was like an infographic.
Well, a lot of people are already trying to theory craft what decks are going to look like. And there's really no point at this time. It's just we need to wait and see not only what the nerfs are going to be, because we know a certain amount of cards are going to be nerfed. And also there's a huge new block of cards coming in. So it's just kind of pointless to try to figure it out until we actually see it happen, Yeah. Which I hope we are close to seeing. I would like to just at least get a look at all the cards, because that's one of my favorite things to do is theory craft before they actually come out.
Well, thanks for calling, Barry.
Yeah, this is great.
Have a good one, man. Enjoy enjoy your awesome stained glass D20. You guys got time for one more?
Sure. I mean, we haven't had one of our regulars yet, have we?
Barry Von Awesome calls in pretty regularly, but we have one of our all-time regulars right now calling in.
Yeah, we need to get Pie.
The Rational Pie has been calling the entire time, and he knows how this works. He calls in every week, so I was giving all these first-time callers the dibs.
No, I think it's great, but I do know that he had a question prepared like last week, so I'm interested to know what that is.
All right, what is it, Pie?
Well, is my video working, first off?
No, but it's not a big deal.
Okay, let me see if I can get that, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, so my question was specifically for Joss, but you other guys can chime in if you want. It's a lore question. So which cards do you think are like most poorly represented in terms of their stats? Like who do you think is like most far off from how powerful or how important they are in the lore? Like Dr. Boom, for example. It's completely off.
Well, Dr. Boom doesn't even actually exist in Warcraft. He's like completely made up in Hearthstone.
No, he exists in World of Warcraft.
No, he's in Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
He's a quest mob.
He's out. Yeah, he's out in the middle of nowhere in Burning Crusade, and he's like a tiny goblin who is not at all scary or hard to deal with. And yet here in Hearthstone, he's like the craziest legendary.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually run into Boom, but I tend to try to get through
Didn't
Burning
you start
Crusade
after Burning Crusade anyway? So
I started at the beginning of Pandaria, basically.
So you would have had to go back to find Dr. Boom.
I had to level through Burning Crusade with my main. But
he's in Area 52, I believe. Is that right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't go through that zone, so that's why. But yeah, possibly Illidan.
Illidan's way stronger, for sure.
Yeah, Illidan is absolutely huge. He was like the boss at the end of Burning Crusade, and he's coming back in Legion, and he has been around since War of the Ancients, and he's
completely unplayable.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like Illidan should be much more central.
I think Trade Prince Gallywix has way too much attack. He is an overweight, fat, pompous jerk. He should not be hitting for 5 every turn.
Those insults hurt. They hurt right here in the soul.
Yeah, well, when he actually functions, I'm sick of my opponents getting coins.
I'm trying to think of who else might fit that mold. I actually think that maybe with the exception of Deathwing, that the dragons, like the aspect legendaries, maybe aren't as powerful as they should be, because they're like the aspects of like life and magic and
I am the essence of magic.
Yeah, they're freaking huge dragons. Like
yeah. I mean, Malagos I think is fine though. He has his place in decks, and he does I think exactly what Malagos should do, which is make your spells lethal. Just scary cards.
Yeah, but then he himself only has 4 attack. He could snap you in half.
True. I think Ysera's fine. I think Ysera is as powerful as she should be. I also like that she's out of BGH range on her attack.
True.
But I guess we could bring her up some and still have her be under BGH range. So, but yeah, I think it all comes down to Nosdormu. And I know Ben Brode's been like, no, he's supposed to be fun. I'm like, yeah, well, it'd be nice if he was playable too. But
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else would really like seems way off, and I can't really think of too much. I mean, possibly maybe a Nixia should be a 412 with all of her little whelps. She's harder to kill, but I kind of like the idea that just the dragons are 412s, you know, and then the giants are 8/8s, rather than like some dragons are 8/8s.
oh, that's a good point. Or at least the legendary dragons.
Yeah, it just seems to me like there should be a little bit more kind of consistency around that. Like, yeah, dragons are 412s, giants are 8/8s. That's
Yeah,
how that
I
works,
like that.
you know. And then you kind of like always know like when a dragon comes out, it's a 412. And there are some like you were saying, Nosdormu. Nosdormu might be a really good card at 412. Just, you know, harder to kill, doesn't just get BGH'd. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. Do we want Nosdormu to be a regular card though? Do we want to have to worry about that effect?
Not really,
I'm
no.
not sure we do.
Not really, but still.
I
just
can
for
live without him.
funsies.
Yeah.
Just for funsies, that's all I'm saying.
I think Illidan needs to have his stats swapped. Like,
Yeah,
I think he
5/7.
needs 5/7 instead of a 7/5.
Totally right.
That would make him so much better.
Yeah.
It'd be much harder to kill, and his effect would actually matter.
Man, being above 6 attack in this game is such a downer.
Speaking of that, what about Prophet Velen? I feel like Prophet Velen in the lore is pretty badass.
True.
Is he?
Yeah.
The only time I came into contact with him was during Burning Crusade, and all I did was stand around and yell at me about the Legion or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. In the game, he doesn't do a whole lot, but in the lore, I mean, he's like, you know, he's an Eridar lord, like on the level of like Sargeras, and it's like he's just kind of hanging out 7/7. I mean, it's like he should be like Deathwing level.
Yeah, that's true. He is, in terms of lore, he is quite powerful. He was leader of the Eridar with, I think, Archimonde and somebody else, maybe Manaroth.
Yeah, but I care more about what you've done, not how cool you say you are. And Deathwing broke the world. Velen stands there and looks cool with a beard.
True.
So I think Velen's right where he should be, personally.
I don't know. He like turned to Naru from like evil Naru into like super awesome light Naru, and that was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. I guess without that, we wouldn't have Blood Knights, so I guess I'll give him points. Because Blood Knights are awesome.
Although I
Oh,
hear,
Blood Knights are the best.
I as much as I want like the lore to be representative in Hearthstone, I also want them to not like tie themselves too deeply into it.
Yeah.
So I am
yeah.
glad that certain things just like are the way they are.
I mean, otherwise we'd all just be playing decks of nothing but like Deathwing and the Dragon
Yeah.
Agents, which I know would make Kibler happy, but the rest of us would probably get bored.
No, it's true. Like I want them to concern themselves more with just making the game awesome and not trying to, you know, figure out exactly how to match everything. Like they do a pretty good job. A lot of stuff is actually really, really close. And I'm you know, always impressed with how much that the cards do represent what they do in the game. But, you know, if they were tied to that completely, then like Magic doesn't have to worry about it because they just make everything up on the spot. And
Yeah.
Hearthstone does have a little bit of that, but if they tie themselves too much to it, then the game I think would suffer in the end. So
Well, Magic,
Yeah, I think from a gameplay standpoint, I'm not going to argue with it, but it is definitely funny to look at things like, why does a War Golem kill Sylvanas? Like,
yeah,
that doesn't seem quite right.
Yeah, that is a little bit funky for sure. Although Sylvanas takes the War Golem at the end, 7/2.
Oh.
So.
yeah, that's right. You're right. So she dies and he becomes your slave. So there you go. Unless there's something else on the board. 'Cause, you know, if it's War Golem and a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit, you might be commanding a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit instead of the War Golem.
Also, chat room is yelling at me right now. It's Kill Jaden, not Manaroth, but we're on Manaroth in raid right now, so I've got him on the brain. yeah. So that was the 3.
There you go. What about what do we think of Wilfred Fizzlebang? Is he right because he's unplayable and he's an idiot in the game?
He is my favorite character in the lore, though.
Oh,
so.
I just, you know, his voice cap from the actual raid is just great. Wilfred Fizzlebang, Master Summoner.
Oh, I do a pretty good Wilfred Fizzlebang.
Well, now
But if we're talking about that, like, if we're gonna go that far, like, does Lorewalker Cho like really like not have any attack at all? Like, he can't even stab you a little bit or do anything. Like that
even
Peggle
stab
can't like
you
hit you in the face with his fishing pole or anything at all.
Well, I mean, at that point, though, you're saying that they would do as much damage as an elven archer, which I'm like, no, I think an elf with a bow would probably be more lethal than Lorewalker Cho, and definitely more lethal than Nat Peggle.
I guess that's true.
So
yeah.
you need to compare it to the other one-attack minions in the game, and I think the answer is no. I think they're right where they should be.
All right.
Pi, before we let you go, if you're going to boast about your Wilfred Fizzlebang impression, you must deliver. Stand and deliver, Sir Gnome.
I'm Wilfred Fizzlebang,
Oh,
Master Summoner. You are bound to me, demon.
That's
All right.
Wow.
that is
Got owned.
amazing. Also, let's just compare that.
You are bound to me, demon. I think.
Different delivery, but I'd say your voice is dead on.
Yeah, that was real impressive.
That's fantastic, dude. Thank you for that.
Anytime.
Oh man, whoever's been making those Overwatch supercuts from the Games Bond stream, if you could cut out this little bit of pie here, just owning, that'd be great. Thanks. Well, man, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry you had to call for an hour.
Yeah, whatever. I opened up most of the episodes. Now I get to close out this one more or less.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Well, have a good one, Pie.
Later.
As usual, guys. Had such a fun damn time doing this.
Yeah, it was a really good show today.
So you guys have homework. You guys need to go download Pokemon Red or Blue or Yellow and play it a little bit.
Meh.
Just a little bit.
Okay, we'll see.
Just
see if that
just a
happens.
tiny bit. I'm curious. I haven't messed with emulators and ROMs in forever. If we all started playing a game like that via our PC via questionably ethical means, can we connect to one another and trade Pokemon and crap over the emulator?
Oh, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, not anything I've ever looked into.
I would think that there would be a way to do that nowadays.
Well, I know,
But-
if you make an account on a lot of those games, you can still save the way that you always could because it's just
Right.
a file you're saving. But I don't know about games that connect at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried one of those. That'd be some science needs to be done, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying we need to emulate specifically the 3DS. We could run a Game Boy Advance emulator if we had to.
We got the definitive answer from chat. No.
No? Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Time Lord says no.
Huh. Strange. Because we totally networked our emulators together in high school. But I guess it
Yeah.
was all on a local area connection, so. That's how we played our Dragon Ball Z Super Nintendo fighting games against each other.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for our call-in episode. Thanks again to all our patrons over at patreon.com/TAC for making the show possible and also for calling in and being total badasses. Except that one dude today, and you know who you were. I'm joking. Everyone was cool today. So, the last time, that one guy. No one's laughing. I will stop now. Anyways.
Oh,
yeah.
I was laughing internally. Don't worry.
Oh, were you? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Sounded like you were. Follow Dills at Willie Dills. Follow Jocelyn at Joss Plays. Follow me on Twitter at Garrett Art. We will see you guys tomorrow for our next Prime episode. See you then. Job's done.
Job's done.
Job's done.
Yes!